Hey there, it's Elke.
And Jen.
And we are here today to talk to you about crucial Zazzle store settings that you need in order to be more passive and more profitable in your business. This show is all about teaching you how to be perceivable, passive, and profitable in your business so that you can run the business the way you need to in order to live your dream life. So today's topic is all about what store settings that you have in your Zazzle store. And this is for each separate one, so don't forget that. It's not in your user profile. It's actually per store that you have on Zazzle. You need to go into the settings and then advanced settings. And there's some crucial things there that will help you make your business more passive and more profitable. So do you want to start out with the first one?
Sure. The first one is the design migration setting, which means that when you have a Zazzle product and you've created it previously on a certain type of product, then when Zazzle comes out with a new product that's more advanced or updated or a different version, and what I mean by that is, like, for example, the iPhone cases. Obviously, there are new iPhone cases that come out every year or every couple of years.
Yeah, and the Samsung
and any type of phone case where they're just coming out with a newer version of the actual phone. That means that every time that you create a product with a certain version, if Zazzle comes out with another updated or higher level of a version in the future, your design will be migrated over to the newer product. And that means you don't have to actually create the product again. This is a really great option for you to have your products transferred over. However, you always want to make sure you go back and check to see if the design had transferred over properly, because some of the newer phones, they obviously get bigger or have different sizes, or the camera's placed in a different spot on the actual iPhone case, like that in terms of like where the actual phone is. And so your design might not always be exactly what you think it is or what it was designed for the original product.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, perfect, because that is very much related to passive and profitable, because you're going to have Zazzle do that work rather than you do it. And so you'll have more time to do other things. And so you'll be more profitable in your business.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is design transfer. And don't mix those up. Design transfer, if you tick that off and say yes to that, then when your customer comes to one of your products that has a design on them and they like it so much that they actually want it on something else that you don't have it on, or possibly that they just see your one product that they're on, and then underneath there's this option that Zazzle says, hey, you can transfer this to any other design. Any other product, and here are the options. And they basically either give you about 4 or 5 or even 6 at the bottom, depending on the space, or they say go to the create menu and it'll just push all that information from your current product design onto the one that they're looking for. So we get about 30% of our sales that way. So that's much more profitable than if we didn't have that option turned on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was quick.
It was. The next one is the watermark option. And this is something that you might want to be a bit, because it is something that it really doesn't help you too much. I know that it's mainly used for copyright violation, so that if you have a specific graphic, then you don't want people to copy you, obviously. But it creates the image that's difficult to see on the product, and then it also creates a poor buying experience for the customers. And so even though we have artwork that we've put up on Zazzle on every product that we use or sell, we don't actually use the watermark. We don't recommend it.
I do have that on any of the old ones, I just haven't turned it off.
Yeah.
But I finally decided to turn it off.
Yeah. And when you do create a product on Zazzle, whether it be a text-based product or an actual artwork, graphic art, photography, anything to do with your own art as an artist, then once you create the product, it is under your copyright. So you do have that law-bounding, basically, piece of information that you can use to someone who is copying you, if they are copying you in the future, because every time that you create something on Zazzle, it's under your own copyright protection. But it's something to think about, because when you do put the watermark on your products, it does create a very different buying experience, and you want to make sure that that's also you understand that might be why you're not making sales, or why your customers might be a bit hesitant to purchase in the first place.
Yeah, it's first of all, visually the customer can't see it, and then visually sometimes the customer thinks that that's how they're going to get it printed.
Yeah.
And so even though that was a great opportunity for Zazzle to help us as designers copyright option and really force the people who are good at Photoshop that can manipulate images and make them your own just by pulling them off of the Zazzle site. And that's always a concern and a valid concern. But on the other hand, my advice, and I think Jen as well, is to make sure that you don't put anything up on the internet, period, that you don't want copied. Even if you put your image up on Facebook or on your any other social media site, rather than putting it just on the Zazzle marketplace on a product, it's going to be possible for someone to grab that image and then use it for their ill gains. And so putting the marks on the product that's on Zazzle is actually just going to hinder your ability to sell. And it's just counterproductive at this point in terms of getting the profitable aspect of your business to work. Rather, don't use that image, keep it to yourself, and make sure that it's only specifically for the way you have control over it. But once you put it anywhere on the internet, it's not that easy to control anymore, no matter what. So this is one place where we would not tick that box, even though you might have a great experience with it, but we have found that not to be the case. Okay, yes. What's the next one?
The next one is Google Analytics, and you'll see there is an option for you to put in your ID tracking number. Previously, this didn't work so well in the past. Zazzle has now updated certain things to help with this experience. We personally have not used it in a long time, so we can't give too much information on how it works. But some of our students have used it, and they say that it's really, really great, that they're having an awesome experience with it and getting a lot of information based on their clicks. So if you would like to try that out, then you are able to put in your Google ID tracking number for your Google Analytics in this section here.
Yeah, and they're finding things about how traffic comes to Zazzle, which is what the whole purpose is, as to their own stores on Zazzle and their profile. Okay.
You want to do the last one, or I'll do it?
I'm going to. Which one is it next?
The marketing and promotion options.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so marketing and promotion, there is a box that you can tick off that says, do not allow my products to be sold on other websites. This basically means that sometimes Zazzle does deals with specifically Amazon and other platforms where they will put Zazzle designers products on other websites rather than just on Zazzle.com and promote and sell them there. We don't have this box ticked off. We obviously want our products to be found on multiple different platforms if that is an opportunity for us, because that just means that we are increasing our chances for selling. However, this comes to your own preference. And then also if, for example, you are under contract with another company and you're not actually allowed to be selling on certain websites, there are a lot more in terms of a Zazzle designer, you have to make sure that you're able to sell on all of those other platforms. And if you just want to specify you only want to be selling on Zazzle, then you would check this box off so that you don't have your projects featured on the other websites.
So there you go. So several options that you may not even have known exist that are in your settings for each store, and then you have to go to the advanced settings in order to actually find those ones that we just talked about. But each one of those create very profitable and passive opportunities for you to run a more foreseeable, passive, profitable business. And that is our goal for you. And now you have more opportunities to do so.
So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching this week's episode of the Jen and Elke Clarke Show.
What we believe to be true is that if you build your online Zazzle business using the 3 pillars, perceivable, passive, profitable, then you can create a business that gives you your dream life.
To learn more about how we can work together, visit elkeclarke.com.